What's up everybody, welcome to another episode of the greatest vlog in the world. My name is Jeff, your favorite tour guide in Madeira, and today we're in Quinta de San George. I've got an awesome episode lined up for you, so stick around, it'll be fun. We're spending the night in Quinta de San George, and this is on the northeast of the island, of course, and it's a beautiful place. And before I get into where we are, let me tell you a little bit about why we're here. So what are we doing here, right? I wrote down some things because this is already my second or third glass of Madeira. So I don't want to miss anything here. So I want to tell you why we're here and what this whole story is about. And basically, a few years ago, I had an ex-employee by the name of Tiago. Tiago really enjoyed camping in Madeira by himself, and he saw that there was actually some kind of a gap in the market, that there was no one really doing overnight camping trips and things like that, and that kind of stuck with me. We were both very ambitious and we were always looking for new ideas. Very often he was the one that was coming up with them and I was the one that was implementing them kind of head first before we were even ready to do so. Fantastic guide in Madeira, and I've got some great news coming about that, but that's for another story. Fast forward a little bit later, and I decided to start a YouTube channel documenting our tours so people could see what it was like being in one of our vehicles on one of our tours in Madeira. So I bought our drivers a GoPro each and we launched Hit the Road TV. Hit the Road TV was little snippets of what our day was like on our Jeep adventures in Madeira, and of course most of you already know that we have the best tour company in the world, and you can check out our tours at hittheroadmadeira.com. But I gave these cameras to each one of our drivers, and after 2 weeks I would load them into the computer and make this YouTube video, of which I called Hit the Road TV. And some people were better than others. Hugo was absolutely fantastic, our current president at Hit the Road. He loved it and he was always fantastic in front of camera, and there is more things coming with that. So I went to the United States in 2017 on vacation, and I came back inspired, and one of the things that I remembered from the United States was the ability of the American people to create a show. You know, everything was fireworks, and it was like the show business was a big thing. TV shows, adverts, all that kind of stuff. And this got me thinking, you know what, my YouTube channel can't be just snippets of our days stuck together and stamped online. We actually had to have a story and a purpose and something like that. So our YouTube channel went through a little bit of a transformation, and our videos started becoming less snippets of little days of our trips and more actual stories and missions, daily missions. One day I was motivated and I thought, you know what, how do we make this even better? How do we take it to the next level? And I thought maybe we should do some camping, because I love camping and Tiago's thoughts were still in my mind. And I thought, how do I make this epic video? And that was when the big walk was born, right? I wanted to make this great video about this epic video in Madeira, the best spots, the sunrises, waterfalls, rock pools, hiking trails, Jeep tours, camping, all of it together. But there had to be a good story. So my story was this epic expedition crossing the island from east to west, showcasing the best of everything. I didn't spare a cent. Everything had to be absolutely perfect, because I was thinking of a video. I wasn't thinking about practicality. I wasn't thinking about logistics. I wasn't thinking about, you know, where we're gonna, like, how we're gonna book in stays and how we're gonna manage bookings. I was just thinking about what would be the absolute best way to showcase the island on video in 7 days from east to west. We found some sponsors and off we went, me and one of my former guides, Jazz, who was also a fantastic guide, had hit the road, and both of us set out on this epic expedition, the very first big walk in 2018, and of course we documented everything. The following year, 2019, I had a client and a good friend of mine who had seen last year's video in 2018, and he said, you know what, Jeff, I want to do this expedition with you, and therefore it turned into a product, and we started selling tours, and eventually in 2020 we had 10 or 11 spaces, I can't remember, booked for 2020. Everything was set to be the most amazing year ever in 2020, and of course we all know what happened there, right? During the pandemic, of course, everyone was at home and we were brainstorming ideas for 2021 in the hopes of selling some tours and getting some cash flow into our much needed business recovery in the pandemic. And of course, luckily for us, we sold tours and we stayed in business. We did a total of 3 big walks in 2021, probably 12 or 15 clients or something, and they helped us stay in business to this day. We're now in May of 2022, about 3 years after the initial reservations of all the big walks, and I'm very happy to say that almost everybody who booked a big walk until now has had their big walk and has had their dream realized. We have one more big walk coming up this year in September, so by the end of this year, everything would have been paid for and everybody would have had the tour that they were promised. And of course, we tried our best, our absolute best, to show the best of Madeira in this big walk the way it was in the beginning, without any kind of expenses spared. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that I've lost more money than I've made on these tours, but it's been an absolutely amazing experience. Quinta do Arco in Quinta de San George is right on the Lauri Silva's doorstep. So right next to us is the endemic laurel forest of Madeira, and it's of course in a very beautiful setting. And this place is very special. Not only has it got one of the most diverse gardens in Madeira with most of the endemic species, but we also have 1,500 different types of rose species in this garden and over 15,500 different rose plants of these species. If you're a flower buff, you definitely want to come here. I very quickly fell in love with this hotel from when I came in. Now I've been wanting to stay here for a long time. It looks awesome and I couldn't be happier to be chilling at Quinta do Arco. After 3 days of hiking, now the past 3 days, we saw the sunrise this morning and the highest peak of Madeira, which is of course the main event of the big walk and every big walk, and we've always nailed it. I've of course got my secret kind of strategies for getting the right weather, even though, okay, it's not always perfect. And I thought after actually getting this tour to market that we needed a little bit of a pamper day, a day in the middle of the big walk where we could take some time off. I think we started doing that last year, but I can't remember. It's probably the Madeira, but we did take one day off to chill out, to have a swim, to have some drinks, to have some food and just rest ourselves before carrying on the next day. So as usual, I'm kind of thinking about, you know, what have I learned over this whole thing and what comes next. And yes, we're sold out for 2022 and I'm taking this tour off the market. So that is the bad news. And before I get into why, I want to introduce you to somebody.
Jeff. In a world where Jeff is not working.
Oh, we're filming. We're filming. We're filming, right? Well, that's
Yeah.
Thanks, Alan. Sorry, I
You're
dozed off
welcome.
there. We are relaxing after all, right?
We are. We're having a great time.
So I wanted to introduce you guys to Alan.
Hi.
Alan's got a channel, a YouTube channel called It'll Be Fun.
It'll be fun, yeah. It's misadventures of a middle-aged American couple that moved to the beautiful island of Madeira and finding all the wonderful things to do here. And we love it.
Well, today we're celebrating 2 things. First, your channel.
It did 1,000 subscribers, so
1,000 subscribers.
About then.
Even better than our channel, so probably the second best channel in the world.
Okay. We'll go with that.
You'll go with that?
Yeah.
He's kicking our ass. But anyway, that's number one. Number two, Hit the Road is apparently 10 years old today. So
happy birthday, Hit the Road.
Very, very exciting news. But I wanted to share you guys this channel. I know there's a lot of Americans, Canadians, anyone from outside of Madeira, of course, looking at Madeira through YouTube eyes. And you're doing such an awesome job, first of all. Second of all, you're documenting the big walk.
Yes, yeah.
So, which is pretty awesome, because that was what the big walk was kind of born for, was to document this whole thing. Which
to showcase the many different areas of the island.
Exactly. So do you want to maybe give us like a quick 30-second pitch on like what your channel's about and what people can find there?
Sure. Quickly, it's about myself, Alan, my wife Leslie, and our dog Greer, and we just travel all over the island. It's eventually going to be including a 1970 Volkswagen, which is not here yet, but we'll see that later on. But anyway, we go to as many places as we can and explore and tell you all about those places.
And are you enjoying the big walk?
Oh yeah, it's seeing lots of neat things, different weather, meeting some really nice, wonderful people. I highly recommend it.
Awesome. Alan, thank you very much for, first of all, joining us on this year's big walk.
No problem.
For documenting it. And I'm going to go back to sleep now, if you don't mind.
Good night, Joe.
Thank you. The first day of the big walk. I'm super excited. We had the most amazing sunrise this morning, and we got 4 guests with us on this trip. And basically this is a 8-day island crossing from east to west, and I'm super excited. I love this. I absolutely love this hike. I don't know how I'm gonna say goodbye to it. So now for the good news. I'm sure there's loads of you out there that probably feel a little bit disappointed. I know there's some of you that, you know, have this idea in your mind. You say, one day I'm gonna do the big walk. And there's 1 or 2 people that are booked for next year. Just 1 or 2. And one really special person, Kathy, you know I'm speaking about you. You're still getting your big walk, don't worry. And I know there's people that did the big walk last year that also want to do the big walk, so it's coming. So what's next? This over here is Caminho de Entrosa. It's an old royal path, which was the first road system in Madeira from what I've read. And this road system was basically finished between the 18th and 19th centuries. And over here, it's a particularly beautiful path that goes around the cliff face. And tomorrow we're gonna be dividing the group in 2, with 3 of us doing this path, the younger crowd, and the other 3 going by car until we start the next walk. One of our guests, Leslie, gave us this idea about having 2 options kind of thing, like a more challenging version of the big walk and a softer version of the big walk. So today we actually split the group in 2, and we've got 3 of us going on this little section just for the beginning, and we're joining up with the rest of the group later, which is going on the full hike. So that's probably something that we're gonna be doing. You know, want to bring back some camping maybe, so maybe there'll be a camping option and a non-camping option. So if people want to camp, then they can camp. If people don't want to camp. And this is all kind of things that we have to think about, is what is the booking process? What is the logistics behind it? What are the options you can do? What are the extras? In the past, before, we've had people that have done paragliding. Maybe some people want to do extra sunsets and sunrises, or surf classes, or canyoning. Just there's a lot of extras that we can put in there. So there's a lot of, you know, questions that need answers, that actually need a little bit of time to think about. But look at this. I can't give up on the big walk. Definitely can't. We need to bring it back. So yeah, the big walk is discontinued as from today, and once I have an idea of exactly what next year's big walk will look like, you will be the first to know. So do yourselves a favor and sign up, all right? I'm gonna make some kind of an entry form with a big walk page on our website. So you can go on there, it's all in the link below, or you can send us an email and tell me that you are in fact interested in this epic tour, because it is an epic tour and I love this tour. And I will promise to get back to you. I will put you on the list and we will see what happens next year. What I can promise is that it will be the most epic trip in Madeira that you can do, all right, with the best, dare I say it, the best guide in the world? Nah, I'm not gonna say that. With the best vlogger in the world, huh? I'm not allowed to call myself the best guide in the world, but I'm gonna say the best vlogger in the world. And on that bombshell, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, because you're gonna get loads of awesome footage from Madeira, loads of great videos, everything related to tourism, to lifestyle, to food, to hiking, to all the good stuff, right? Let us know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you think about the big walk. If you have any kind of suggestions, tell me. We want to hear from you, even the bad stuff, because I get loads of bad stuff. I get people telling me all sorts of things. And on that note, I've got to get ready for dinner. So that's it, right? Let's hit the road.